The Twilight Registry, recovered audio TR-8600, the Hollis Mill Water Treatment Plant. Classification, Authenticated. Playback restricted. What you're about to hear was recorded on the night of November 12, 2024, inside the Hollis Mill Water Treatment Plant, a facility that was officially decommissioned in 2018 and has been unoccupied since. The recording was captured on a Olympus WS-853 voice recorder that was found on the central control desk in the main operations room. The recorder belongs to no one. We have not been able to determine who placed it there or why. The building's security logs show no entry that night. The motion-activated lights in the corridor outside the control room never triggered. The power to the building was disconnected in 2019. And yet, the recorder captured 8 hours and 14 minutes of audio, including sounds from machinery that was removed from the building 6 years ago. The recording begins at 10:47 p.m. with a click, the sound of someone pressing the record button. Then, silence. Standard building ambient, the hum of an empty structure settling, distant traffic, wind against the exterior walls. At 11 minutes and 3 seconds, a sound begins that we've had 3 independent audio engineers analyze. All 3 reached the same conclusion. It's the sound of water flowing through filtration pipes. Pipes that were drained, capped, and welded shut in 2018. The flow starts faint, almost subliminal. Over the next 40 minutes, it builds. You can hear the distinct stages of the treatment process. The intake rush, the settling tanks filling, the chemical dosing pumps cycling. These are sounds that can only be produced by a fully operational water treatment plant. The Hollis Mill Water Treatment Plant is not operational. It has no water supply. It has no power. At 53 minutes, a second sound joins the water flow. Footsteps. Heavy work boots on concrete. The specific cadence of someone who knows the building's layout intimately, who doesn't hesitate at corners or doorways. The footsteps cross the operations room. They stop at the central control desk, the desk where the recorder was found. There's a sound of a chair being pulled out, a body settling into it. Then a voice. "I'm Gary. I work the night shift. You probably shouldn't be here." The voice identifies itself as Gary Plume 3 more times over the course of the recording. It speaks in the calm, matter-of-fact tone of someone who has said these words many times before. Gary Plume was a plant operator at Hollis Mill from 1989 to 1994. He died on site on March 3, 1994, during a night shift. The official cause of death was listed as cardiac arrest, but the attending paramedic noted in her report that Gary was found in the settling tank, a tank that was full of treated water at the time. He was submerged. His face, she wrote, was smiling. The Hollis Mill employee roster lists Gary Plume as terminated, deceased, as of March 1994. But the voice on this recording, recorded 30 years after his death, sounds like a man describing his shift. At 2 hours and 16 minutes, the voice gives a full shift report. It describes water levels, chemical balances, filter status, all in the technical jargon of a trained operator. The voice says, intake turbidity is 0.3 NTU, Chlorine residual is 0.4 milligrams per liter. Everything's running clean tonight. We checked these numbers against the plant's last operational records from 2018. The values are identical. Not similar. Identical. As if the plant is running exactly as it was on its last night of operation. At 4 hours and 41 minutes, the audio changes. The water flow stops abruptly. The sudden silence is jarring. The footsteps resume, moving away from the control desk, down the corridor, toward the settling tanks. Then, a splash. Small. Deliberate. Then the voice, distant now, echoing off the tank walls. I found something down here. You should come look. A pause. The sound of water lapping. It's me. I'm down here. I've been down here since '94. But I'm also up there, at the desk. I don't understand how that works. I just know that every night I come in, I run my shift, and then I check the tanks. And every night, I'm in the tank, smiling. My recording continues for another 3.5 hours. The water flow resumes. The machinery sounds continue. The voice occasionally narrates, describing the plant's operation as if performing a routine check. At 7 hours and 58 minutes, the voice says, "Shift's almost over. A clock out at 6 like always. Someone should tell the day guy that the number 3 filter needs replacing. It's been making a sound." There is no day guy. There is no night guy. There hasn't been anyone at Hollis Mill in 6 years. At 8 hours and 14 minutes, the recording stops. Not fades. Stops. A clean cut, as if someone pressed the stop button. The recorder was found at 7 a.m. by a security contractor doing a routine check of the decommissioned building. It was sitting on the central control desk, exactly where Gary Plume's voice had described sitting. The battery was full. The memory was full. The security contractor told us he didn't notice anything unusual about the building, except that the air inside smelled, for the first time in years, like treated water. The Twilight Registry has classified this audio as authentic and unexplained. The Hollis Mill water treatment plant remains decommissioned. Gary Plume remains deceased. But every morning at 6 a.m., the security contractor reports the same thing. The chair at the central control desk is pulling out, as if someone just stood up from it. The Twilight Registry, documenting what shouldn't be documented.